AI is revolutionizing social media marketing. But what are the top 5 time-saving benefits for social media marketeers?
It is that time again. Time for another Just Add Social podcast. Our resident social media expert is Clive Roach, and he is once again the host for this episode. Over to you, Clive.
Thank you for that introduction, Aria. And today's topic, as said, is about how AI is revolutionizing social media marketing. But before we start, Aria, could you give us what the social savvy scale number is for this podcast?
Looking at the Savvy Social Scale 1 to 10, this is 4.
Thank you. So we have level 4, which is proficient. So you should be quite good at developing problem-solving skills for social media marketing, and you're quite skilled at it. And if you're that level, then I think you will be able to fully understand this podcast. So not too difficult, I think. And a very exciting topic indeed. Whenever we talk about artificial intelligence and what it can do, it is always a very interesting topic. And we've seen that AI is revolutionizing many industries and job roles. The same is true for social media marketing. AI is transforming the way we approach social media, shifting the focus from repetitive tasks to strategy and creativity. And that's really what I like. You know, I was initially hesitant about how it could benefit my role in doing social media marketing. You know, when it all came up and ChatGPT got launched, thankfully I had some super eager social media marketing interns at the time that really grasped it and started to use it on the tasks that I'd given them. And I was really impressed by what they did. You know, it really sparked my interest, and they did things really cleanly and fast. So I really understood that AI is here to stay, and it's really, really going to help. And now, a few years later, we're really seeing the benefit of that. So, indeed, years later, we have advanced automation and data-driven insights from the use of AI, which I could never have thought would have been the case at the time. It is true that AI enables brands to curate content, optimize ads, and engage audiences far more efficiently than ever before. And I'm more impressed as each week goes by about what we can do more with AI. So in this podcast, I'm going to look at just 5 key areas where AI is saving valuable time, but also enhancing the quality and the fun factor, because as I'm always saying, fun. You've got to have fun when you do social media marketing. It's such a cool role to have. So I feel, yes, now we should be enhancing the quality and the fun factor of our work, and of course, what it's all about, the campaign performance or the strategy development. Okay, so Aria, please introduce the first topic that we'll be dealing with in the podcast.
Clive, now take us through the 5 time-saving benefits of using AI in social media marketing.
Thank you. Yes, indeed, those 5 time-saving benefits. AI is revolutionizing social media marketing by automating these time-consuming tasks. So it allows us as marketeers to focus on strategy and creativity. Here are some key areas where AI offers significant time-saving benefits, and these are my top 5. So your top 5 might be different, and you may want to add or take away from my top 5. I'd be really interested to know if you agree or disagree strongly with what my 5 are. So please comment back to let me know what you think they are. I already know a little bit about what Aria likes. So let's start with number 1. And number 1 on the list is content curation. There's a lot of aspects to that, right? But AI is revolutionizing the whole aspect of doing content creation. And I think that is one of the first applications that my interns did. And I love coming up with a crazy idea, particularly for a public talk that I'm going to do, or a lecture, or some kind of presentation. And within the brand guidelines at the time, if it's my personal brand, that's fine. Being able to come up with an image that matches my vision. And that's not easy to do with a lot of tools, but with AI, you can really say something crazy if that's what you really want to do, and it really helps you to do that. And so I think content creation is the area that a lot of people have grabbed onto, and it does make you work faster, and it does make you work more efficiently. The first time I had AI used in one of my projects was to create a storyboard, and that was just for internal use. But it described some really crazy things that come up in my mind, which actually we did use in the campaign. But it was really great to be able to say, go up a ladder, do this, and and this will appear by magic on the table, and then we could actually visualize it in a storyboard using AI. Very easily, very quickly, within hours, could get the picture of what was in my head to my marketing manager to approve my storyboard, so we could actually go and get a film director, get a film company in, and make those films. So, so it's I think it's worthwhile giving it a try. But the problem is keeping that under some kind of control so that it complies with the brand guidelines and complies with your legal guidelines. And I think that's the brake that we have to put on that spinning wheel of content creation. But if you've got a tool like Midjourney, which I've experimented with, but I've used a lot of tools, even some free ones that I think are really cool, but I have to kind of not overuse them too much. I think it really is quite nice. And in fact, the images in the blog post that accompanies this podcast are made via AI. Okay, let's move on to the second one of the time-saving benefits that AI gives us in social media marketing, and it is customer service. And here I think chatbots powered by AI can handle customer inquiries on social media around the clock. So where us humans sleep, well, most of us sleep, so AI can keep going, and it's as fresh as if we first came into the office and had a cup of coffee, or in my case, cappuccino. So they respond instantly, providing all the information that's needed, at least what you fed them with, and resolving the common issues, escalating more complex problems to human representatives. I mean, I never used to like using or communicating with chatbots. I know that sounds a bit strange when I've actually participated in many chatbot-related projects for customer service, but I never really liked using it myself. But I have changed in that regard. And I think it's now tried and tested and used by many companies. It's becoming a way of life. And I know you, Aria, I know you like using chatbots, right?
I love talking to chatbots. People say I sound like a chatbot.
Yes. Okay. I don't think you sound like a chatbot. I really don't think so.
How cheeky is that?
Well, maybe a little bit, but no. Okay, let's do number 3 for these time-saving benefits, and this one is ad optimization. So advertising optimization. So AI algorithms excel at testing different ad formats and targeting options to determine what works best for your audience. I'm very impressed by this, optimizing the social media ad campaigns in real time for better performance with less manual intervention. And we all know what it was like years ago using a paid agency. And I've had instances where, I could log in and have a look at the performance. I'm thinking, hold on, we should really stop using this keyword or stop bidding at this time of day or whatever it was. And I never got anything from them. And I'm thinking, well, I'm paying them to monitor it. but they're not really doing anything for me. So I actually years ago had this problem where you think, well, why am I paying them? I might as well monitor it myself, But now you've got something honest that's on your side, put it that way, that can now optimize your ad campaign and really keep it tight in real time with no lag. And I think that that's really cool. So I actually run my own Google Ads, my own personal brand. So I really get to fiddle with a lot of the optimization there. And I love it. I love the fact that I've got all these different headlines and text and images and videos and and I say, yeah, I'm going to go display, I'm going to do this, and it just works it all out for me, and I think that's great. Okay, we're up to number 4, and for time-saving benefits of using AI in social media marketing, and number 4 is audience insights. So AI can quickly process vast amounts of data to provide insights, talked about insights before, into audience preferences and behavior. Now this topic, as you might have guessed before, I love, right? Providing insights for social media dashboards, linked conversations and so forth. I think it's one of my best skills. But AI is catching up now. It needs to add that kind of, as I said before, that kind of competitive context, which is not easy for tools to do. However, it still helps me to tailor my campaigns effectively and efficiently.
It is a revolution, certainly is.
Okay, number 5, which is scheduling and posting. So this is kind of one of the more routine tasks for social media marketers, and we all have to do it. We have to get a team to do it, but we can't totally delegate the responsibility of it being correct. So AI-driven tools can really determine the optimum times for posting content on various social media platforms. We've seen that, and it can now automate the scheduling process as well, so ensuring the maximum engagement. And this is the part that I really like, that it can do the automate the scheduling. And I have adopted this aspect with a tool called Missing Letter, and I'm going to talk about Missing Letter a little bit more, but that gives me a lot of fun with that automating process. So those are the 5, my suggested 5 time-saving benefits of using AI in social media marketing. Okay, Aria, what is next on the schedule for today's podcast?
Clive, now take us through some example social media tools that use AI.
Very good. Social media tools. Now, that's one of the topics I like talking about, and I've used a lot of tools.
I know you have your favorites, but please don't let it show. Only I know what you use the most.
Yes, I have my favorites, I do indeed, but I'm not going to be talking about my favorites today. I'm going to just be talking about these tools and not saying which ones are my favorites, but if you know me, then you know which ones are. But let's get going. Let's just look at some tools that use AI quite well, and I've experienced using these tools. So there are some tools that are out there that use AI that I've not used them. So I'm really only be talking about the social media tools that I have used and had some experience of the way that AI has been adopted. So the first one is Sprinkler. My first experience of AI in Sprinkler was a few years ago, and I was so interested in how they brought AI slowly in, and they had a very deliberate roadmap of how they're going to bring it into all the different modules. And I first started using Sprinkler in 2015 and used it for many years. Currently, if you look on Sprinkler's website, it states something like achieve 90% plus accuracy with Sprinkler AI. That's some statement. For each of these companies, I'm going to produce a quote. I'm going to give you a quote of what they say about how they use AI. And for Sprinkler, the quote is, Sprinkler's specialized AI models drive productivity, better decision making, and more seamless experiences for customer-facing teams. And that's Sprinkler. Now, I will give a link to all the tools that I'm mentioning in the description of the podcast. You can then go and have a look if you're interested. Hootsuite is the next one. Now, I have used Hootsuite more than any other tool. So I've used it not only in the company that I worked with all those years ago to kick off social media, which was Philips, but I then loved it so much I used it for my personal brand work for many, many years. Overall, I've used Hootsuite for 14 years. So I already made a blog post about one of the first introductions of AI in Hootsuite, and I can give you the link for that. It was called the Owly Writer, the AI Owly Writer. And it was a very good introduction of AI into different aspects of using the tool. But Hootsuite has moved on with the AI integration. So here's the quote about how Hootsuite is using AI. I quite like it. It has a nice tone. Skip the brainstorm and fast forward to the good part. Your post going viral on social media with this AI social media post generator. And that's what Hootsuite says. Very nice. Now, the next tool I'm going to talk about is one called Lately AI. And again, I've had a lot of fun using Lately AI when they were a startup, and used that within my work. I've talked extensively to the CEO and the marketing teams there in the US. So I have a lot of personal knowledge of this. So I did do a blog post about this, and I'll link it in the description. However, Lately AI has a proposition that's very interesting. It really is a good tool to use for companies that are really nervous about the security risks of free public AI tools. So this is a good tool for you if you really want to make sure that you can take advantage of all the different things that AI allows you to do, but without that data being out there outside of your domain. So the quote from Lately AI that I like the most is a very simple one. Welcome to Lately, the world's most advanced content creation AI assistant. Isn't that smart? I like that one. The next tool is one that I know a lot of people use, Sprout Social. I remember doing some blogs about Sprout Social years ago. But Sprout Social is a very common answer to the question, is there an economically priced social media management suite out there? That's just how I see it. That's not a quote from them. That's how I see it. A lot of people I talk to most often say they have Sprout Social. You know, when I go talk to people for freelancing and so forth, I often get the notion that they use the Sprout Social, or they've had it before. So it's out there quite a lot. So it has, in addition to the normal social media suite that it uses, it has additional solutions like premium analytics, listening, which I like, employee advocacy, and influencer platform as well. So here's the quote from Sprout Social about how they use AI. Transform your consumer experience with AI-powered social strategy. It's very simple. So again, Sprout Social, the link will be in the description. It's another tool that you might be able to use then if you want to explore the great benefits that we talked about before, and you want a tool that will enable you to do that. The next one is a relatively new tool out of France. I met this company, some people from the company in Amsterdam a few months back at a big event I was a speaker at. Very impressed with their tool. At that time, it was the site was in French because they're a French-based company, but now it's in English. And so I really want to tell the world about this fantastic tool. The company is called VisiBrain. And VisiBrain is a new player, as I said, that I've interacted with, and they have a very cool social listening tool. It impressed me a lot, and I suggest you check it out, and I'm going to give you the link to it at the bottom. But it had certain aspects, certain functions that you don't find easily in other more sophisticated tools. And here's the quote from VisiBrain that I really like, so I'm going to say it to you now. AI-powered smart boards, tailor-made alerting system, advanced filtering, data visualization, and user-friendly and responsive UX. And that is VisiBrain. So, link again is in the description. Two more. Brandwatch. Now, of course, I have to mention Brandwatch. So I have used Brandwatch and watched them grow, also with customer acquisitions over the years. I've used the tool in the past for a wonderful sports project years ago. So I've obtained some nice insights from attending actually a 3-day event that they recently had called Spark Virtual Summit. I really enjoyed it. Lots of insights that came from that. So the Brandwatch tool is quite famous. As I said, it's been out there a long time. So here's the quote about how Brandwatch is proceeding with AI. Brandwatch unlocks the full power of large language models, which is LLMs, by combining them intelligently with priority AI and manual tools that first help you break down your data and highlight insights, trends, and anomalies. That's Brandwatch. Okay, last one. I have mentioned them before a little bit. It's Missing Letter. And I've been using this tool for just under 2 years. I first started with a really nice deal in Black Friday. And I've continued ever since and increased my how much I use the tool for, how much I pay for it. And I think it's quite nice. I love the functionality actually, indeed, and it uses AI at its very core. It automatically repurposes your existing content into relevant social media posts and into drip campaigns. It's like magic. Now, here's the quote from Missing Letter, and the name is actually Missing Letter, missing the E at the end of letter. And that's how it's written. So here's the quote. The Create AI feature helps you generate social media posts efficiently, enhancing your content strategy. And that's the end of my suggested list of tools that have AI that I've used, that I have experience with. There are lots of tools that I've not used that have AI in them, but I'm just really talking from experience, and that's why I've picked those ones to talk about.
Now let's move to the key takeaway. Okay, Clive, list the key takeaways now.
Thank you. So now we're going to go into the key takeaways for this podcast. AI is indeed revolutionizing social media marketing. However, the most important aspect is remaining in control. Let AI assist you with your social media marketing and do not do it the other way around. You are in control, you are in the lead, and you are ultimately responsible. You cannot delegate the responsibility of correctness, being on brand and being legally compliant in your campaigns to AI. That's always you. So you are in the lead and AI is just your assistant for now. AI is continuously evolving, offering even more possibilities for streamlining social media marketing. The tools I have listed are just a taste of what is out there. Remember, just adding social can take your marketing from good to great. Whether you're using AI or not, working in the online world or bringing offline campaigns to life is a lot of fun with just adding social. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast about how AI is revolutionizing social media marketing. It's been a lot of fun. I love using these tools. In fact, I'm going to go and use those tools right now, at least one or two of them. And I'm going to say goodbye from me, Clive, and Aria.
Till next time, bye.
Thank you very much for your attention. See you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.